Lulu from Smart dropped her briefing on the Rockland County case, and she nailed it. I wanted to highlight a few things that stood out to me. So here's where the case stands. On August 29th, Smart filed their response to the Rockland County Board of Contests motion to dismiss the case. That triggered the clock. The board now has 2 weeks to respond, and the judge has 70 days to rule. So the date to watch here is November 11th. If the judge grants dismissal, Smart can appeal. If she still grants dismissal, they can resubmit. This case was originally filed on December 5th, and since then, the BOE has been working overtime to get it thrown out. Back in March, Diane Sayre and the other petitioners withdrew. Lulu goes into details, but Smart believes that this was because of intimidation. Since then, the court has narrowed it down to one issue: a full hand recount for President and Senate in Rockland. And because of that, the board is trying to kill the case completely. You have to ask, why would a board of contests who are so confident that they stayed above board fight so hard to stop a hand recount? And what's funny is that the Rockland County Board of Elections was caught lying several times. Lulu points it out in her video. And here's what matters. Diane Sayre is the one that brought the original case. She literally knocked door to door, getting signed affidavits from voters who chose her in the election. And this is where it gets interesting. Watch this clip.
So I decided to run against Schumer, actually, particularly because of the comments he made when General Flynn and then later Donald Trump said he wanted to audit the intelligence agencies. And that I thought was a very good idea, long overdue. And Schumer was on with Rachel Maddow, who asked him about this. And he said, oh, that's a dumb idea. The intelligence agencies have 6 ways from Sunday to get back at you. And when he said that, it indicated to me who owns him. And I think that's a big problem. And someone with my background, as I said, having worked with LaRouche, who had 400 FBI agents show up at his house and spent 5 years in federal prison, I'm not going to be intimidated by that. And I want to take these agencies on. How can they deny doing a hand count of the paper ballots?
Has the Board of Elections been in contact with you? They must be furious with you.
Probably. We just served notice to them yesterday. So they probably are. And they should be scared. They're breaking the law. And I would just like to draw the implications of this, because people may say, well, so what? You lost. Who cares if you got 0.5% of the vote or 10% of the vote? But my point is that we have a runaway Congress. We have senators and congressmen who think they can blow us off. They don't have to listen to our opinion.
Here Diane Sayre talks about Lyndon LaRoche, who had 400 federal agents raid his home and later spent 5 years in prison. He led a movement that accused the Reagan administration and big banks of corruption. He pushed for radical reform and challenged institutions on both sides. Now, LaRoche was guilty of financial crimes, but 400 agents and armored vehicles? That was about making an example of him. A message: don't poke the ruling class. It's the same pattern we see with Luigi, or with the Subway sandwich guy in DC. It's interesting that both of my key takeaways from Lulu's briefing came from Diane Sayre's interview back in December. Number one, as Chuck Schumer admitted, our so-called representatives are compromised. Not only are they terrified of the ruling class and the military-industrial complex, but so many of them are profiting off of it. Number two, Diane Sayre doesn't go from giving that December interview to suddenly pulling out of the case. Lulu's lawyer says she can't even reach out to Sayre. That speaks volumes. This is corruption at the deepest levels: government, military-industrial complex, billionaires, all working in lockstep. So the real question is, what are you gonna do about it? Let's go.